Hey guys, welcome back to Anime What If? And this is possibly the last episode of What If Deku was a vampire. Because I haven't really, gotten past the overhaul arc. I didn't plan for anything past the overhaul arc. But I'm kind of enjoying this series. So I think I might continue it on into the war arc. Yeah, I think I might, or I might not. It really depends. So this is either the finale or episode 6. Episode 6 meaning there's going to be a 7th episode, and the finale, well, this will be the last episode. So I've just really gotta think about it before I really make the decision. So anyway. Also, one more thing, I'm not going to do any more than 3 series at a time, so for now, Vampire Deku, Werewolf Deku, and video game Deku, the remake, those 3 are going to be the only 3 until one of them is going to be finished, and I'm currently going to focus only on the vampire one, or at least mainly on the vampire one until it is finished. So you should be only seeing vampire ones until the finale. And then I'll start getting the 2nd episode out of Werewolf Deku and Video Game Deku, the remake, soon. Probably tomorrow. Because it's almost 3 a.m. It's like 2:30 a.m. now. And so, without any more things, let's get on with the video, shall we? So, Night Eye says, well, Izuku Midoriya, I have been expecting you. And, Izuku's like, oh, really? Night Eye's like, yeah, you're the one that destroyed half of Jeju Island, right? And Izuku, his eyes immediately glow blood red and says, they were taking away my Ochako. His fangs grow out, and a dangerous aura is being sent throughout his out of his body. And Uraraka, scared, but it goes to him and just says, calm down, okay? And he calms down. He's like, okay, and puts on a big smile, because that's how vampire instincts work in this world. Because why not? And so Night Eye then says, so tell me, Izuku Midoriya, what level would you associate yourself with? Izuku's fought vampires at this point, and he's seen what people would call level 5. So, Izuku's like, because I'll say there's, like, when it comes to the leveling thing, I'll say there's a total of 9, not 5. So I'll put Izuku at around a level 7. So, Izuku's like, probably, maybe, in the strongest group of level 7, maybe weakest group of level 8. Night Eye's eyes widen. Night Eye's Muriel, everybody in the rooms, their eyes widen, and they're like, Night Eye's like, level 7? Level 8? There's more. So he's like, yeah, there's actually 9 levels. But, yeah. Since you humans think there's 5 vampires, kind of took advantage of it. So, yeah. So, Izuku Midori, how many 9s are there? Probably 1,000. No, not 1,000, actually. I'll say, yeah, okay. Probably around, maybe 300? 300, 350, around that range. That little? Muriel says that little? And Izuku says, oh no, that's actually quite a lot. One level 9 could destroy Tokyo, and one level 9 could destroy Tokyo in 95 seconds. Their eyes wide and they're like, so how long would it take? Lady says, how long would it take you to destroy Tokyo? About 6-7 minutes. Actually, no, not 6-7. About maybe. Oh, so not to maybe Wow. Think of how long it would take All Might at his peak to destroy all of Tokyo. But multiply the speed by 5. That's what you'd get. Night Eye thinks for a few moments and then is like, you are aware we'll have to take you into questioning about this, right? Izuku's like, oh, very aware. But Ochako is coming with me. And Bubble Girl's about to object, but then Night Eye shuts her down. No. You haven't seen what happened on Jeju Island. She comes in the interrogation room with him. Hell, last time when we interrogated him about Jeju Island, the only way we managed to get information out of him in the first place was because of her. And Izuku looks down at Uraraka and is like, you promised me you wouldn't tell anyone. And Uraraka's like, but they asked for it, they needed it. Right? And Izuku's, he's extremely smart, but I'll say how vampires' instincts work is that it's kind of like unconditional love for their partner. So they're kind of oblivious to the fact that they have their own mind. So Izuku's oblivious to that Uraraka has her own will, and he kind of thinks that Uraraka's like kind of under his control. And if she like avoids him, right, and tries to get away from him, he thinks that they're trying to take her away from him. So he thinks that they mind controlled her, right? And so Izuku's like, so you mind controlled her? And Uraraka's like, no. They just asked for it. I needed it. And Izuku's like, so mind control. Right? And Izuku's about to go in for a punch, and Uraraka stands in front of him. And Izuku's like, come on, they mind controlled you. Let me punch them. And so Uraraka's like, no. I did it because I wanted to. Come on, think about it, Izuku. Please? Think? Izuku looks in her eyes and then thinks for a few minutes and then is like, so, you were just oblivious, huh? Sorry about that, Night Eye. Listen, Ochako. If I tell you something, don't give them the information. Got it? Uraraka's scared. A bit scared, so she's like, yeah, okay. And Izuku's like, we'll be taking our leave now. And Miriam's like, wait, but what about the internships? And then Izuku stops and is like, very well. Oh yeah, the internships. And then I was like, I suppose an interrogation won't work. Very well then. Well, we're investigating the Shiahai Sakai right now. And we believe you would be of good help. Izuku is like, very well then. Where are they? That I do not know. You and Uraraka will go out on patrol together. You and Uraraka and Miri will go out and patrol together. And, you look for any suspicious activity. Okay? Izuku says yeah, and Uraraka and Miri will go out. And they're patrolling, right? And as they're patrolling, a little girl runs into Izuku's leg, and she says, sorry. And Izuku says, oh, that's fine, that's okay. Right? And Izuku immediately senses that she's a vampire, right? She's like, she senses she's being experimented on. Right, and, you can tell she's in the process of, being turned into a vampire. Right, but it's slow. And he wonders why, and then as he wonders why, he also senses a second vampire. Right, and then comes out Overhaul. And Izuku's like, so, he's a vampire, huh? And then Overhaul is like, he's a vampire, huh? We're on the same level as I am. So, Izuku, is like, hello there. And Overhaul immediately is like, sorry about, Overhaul says, sorry about my daughter. She likes to play a lot. I'm sorry for her bumping into you, heroes. We'll be leaving now. And Izuku immediately sees her bandages and is like, why does she have bandages on her? And looks right into Overhaul's eyes. Overhaul His eyes flicker red for a second, and they stare deeply into each other for a few seconds before overhauls. And Uraraka recognized that, immediately can tell that after them staring at each other, that he's a vampire. And Overhaul says, she Eri here Eri here is a bit clumsy. She bumps into things and falls down a lot. That's all. And Eri whispers to Izuku's ear. He whispers to Izuku, "Please help me." And Overhaul is like, "Come on, Eri, let's go." Eri holds tighter onto Izuku's leg, and then Overhaul starts to take off one of his gloves. And then Eri runs back and says, Okay, don't hurt anyone, please." No, she whispers that, and Overhaul's like, "Good." Overhaul says, "I'll be taking my leave now. Heroes." As Overhaul walks back, right, he walks Eri up and is like, "I wonder why that vampire's with the humans on this. If I eat his heart, perhaps I'll go to the next level. Yes, it's entirely possible. Finally, I'll be a half-blood." So, at the same time, they finish their patrols. They cut their patrol. They decide that they have done enough patrolling, and they call Night Eye and tell him that they met Overhaul, that they need to talk. And they explain the situation to Night Eye, right? And then she says, and then Night Eye contacts Nezu and tells him about what they're going to do. And so the next 4 days, they're Aizawa tells the remaining students that their agencies is going to have them wait a bit. And on the 6th day of the internship, they get called back, and they're in a meeting room now with a bunch of heroes. And, because I'll say the internships this time last 2 weeks, not 1 week. So, some of the heroes like, why are these kids here and whatnot, right? And since Izuku's there, Endeavor is there. And they're all confused and whatnot, and Night Eye shuts them down, tells them, "Be quiet." And, is like, "Alright, everyone, sit down. I'll explain why these hero students are here." Everyone calms down, they sit down, and a screen pops up in the middle of the table, right? And it says, "We are currently investigating the Shiei Hasakai. Their influence has weakened since quirks have manifested. However, they have, one moment. However, they've been steadily getting, power over the centuries. And currently, we need to investigate them. So, what do we do? So, then a bunch of dots pop up over Japan. We suspect them to be among these locations. Wait, they all have bases in these locations. It's just that we need to find which one is their main base. And Lock is like, so that's why you called all of us over here, even though we're not all pros. So, Nana's like, yes. Now, we have gained some extra. Currently, they have a little girl named Eri. This was thanks to Mirio, Uraraka, and Midoriya's help. We found this information out. A couple of them are like, wait, these two kids? Right? Furthermore, and Nana shuts them down and says, furthermore, we suspect them of experimenting on her, for they saw bandages on him. On the girl, on Eri. On the little girl who claimed to be named Eri. And that Wako was like, so you just left the girl there? Izuku says, Overhaul was a vampire. I can tell. I have experience with vampires, and I can definitely tell that he was one of them. I had no choice but to leave him there. They're all shocked by this, and Night Eye's like, calm down. Now, I'll tell you the rest. So Night Eye explains the rest, and then they spend 5 days preparing, and 5 days later, they're there, in front of it, and the police read their rights, and they storm in the building. And they fight back, and Night Eye uses his quirk on someone, and Night Eye, thanks to using his quirk on someone, in the previous 5 days, knows where to go and what code to use. So they use the code, and they put him down, and a secret chamber opens up, and police run and heroes run in. And Mirio, Izuku, and Uraraka all go ahead in front. And the heroes are fighting. I'll say no, they don't go in front. Mirio goes up front. Right, and they're, the villain that, has the ability to manipulate, the things around it, uses his quirk, and he uses his quirk, and, he starts, messing with the police and heroes, and eventually, Lock prevents him from doing so, and so then, let's say the Toga Then they get trapped, and Toga drinks some of Wok Wok's blood and tries to fake being Wok Wok and saying that's Wok Wok is actually Toga. Izuku sees through it and kicks it Toga, and then Uraraka. Then she goes behind Uraraka and stabs her in the throat, right? And Izuku immediately senses that her breathing has stopped, so he immediately runs over and sees what's going on and sees Toga, so he runs straight at her and grabs her throat, brings her down, and crushes her throat, killing her. Right, and Uraraka's there, bleeding and crying, saying, "I don't want to die." Right, and Izuku is like, "Ochako." Right, and he's about to turn her, right? Uraraka says no, can barely talk. Her vocal cords haven't been damaged, she just can't breathe, so she really quietly whispers, "No, don't." Izuku's like, but you'll die. Uraraka's like, but I'll hurt people. I don't want to hurt people. Hold on one moment.